Wheat. Kenya's second staple food after maize fills our plates in the form of bread, chapati and pastries. Yet, despite its importance, Kenya remains heavily dependent on imports, leaving the nation vulnerable to global price shocks and supply disruptions. Every day, millions of Kenyans consume wheat products, yet nearly 90% of the wheat we eat is imported. With annual consumption at over 2 million metric tons, but local production meeting less than 10% of the demand, the country spends billions on imports. Decades ago, Kenya was a significant wheat producer, but over time, the area under cultivation has shrunk. Climate change, high production costs, and competition from cheap imports have discouraged farmers. Many have abandoned wheat for more profitable crops or left farming altogether.
The wheat production in Kenya has really come a long way. In the earlier times, in 1990s and 80s, Kenya was self-sufficient in wheat. Actually used to produce more than we could consume. But due to the increase of population and change of diets in the Kenyan population, the consumption has really gone up, and the production, unfortunately, has been declining. So by 2010, the production has really gone down, and the government realized that there was a need for us to start promoting wheat production back to where we were. So the wheat purchase program was introduced, where millers were allowed to purchase wheat at only 10% against the 35% duty on the common external tariffs of East African Community.
For years, wheat farmers faced a harsh reality, trapped between rising production costs and ruthless middlemen. With no guaranteed market, brokers dictated prices, often paying as little as half the crop's value.
Mbeleni nilikuwa hata nalima zaidi ya vile ninalima saa hizi. Lakini ilikuja ikafika wakati nikarudi chini kabisa, kwa sababu hata ilifika wakati ya kutaka hata kuondoka kabisa kwa hiyo biashara ya ukulima. Sababu unajaribu, unaangalia, unaona hakuna return, lakini kulingana na vile tulipata afa, sasa tumeanza kugain momentum. Kwa sababu kitu ya kwanza, ukilima ngano yako, you are sure of the market.
But now, the Wheat Purchase Program WPP, a game-changing initiative launched in 2010 under the Ministry of Agriculture and transferred to the Agriculture and Food Authority AFA in 2020, promises to reclaim Kenya's bread basket.
This wheat purchase program aligns well with agricultural sector reforms in terms of agriculture sector policy. The idea is to continuously improve on our production and reduce the reliance on imports, and therefore this program focuses more in terms of production and productivity in terms of the wheat crop.
In the program, millers are allowed to import wheat at a reduced 10% duty instead of the standard 35% under the East African Community's Common External Tariff through the Duty Remission Scheme DRS. The catch? Millers must first buy locally produced wheat at an agreed minimum price to qualify.
For you to qualify to import, you must, first of all, mop up our local wheat at a negotiated price. And this price we normally establish by coming together with the growers and millers. Then we discuss based on the cost of production. We arrive at a given price that we feel that both ends will win.
The program does more than just offer a ready market. It stabilizes prices, shielding farmers from volatile global markets. By setting a minimum price, it ensures farmers earn a profit, encouraging more to take up wheat farming.
We were buying, actually, we are having wheat sold at 3,300 per bag. Right now, we are at 5,300 per bag in terms of price. So the earnings to the farmers have improved tremendously.
The program ensures accountability. Millers must demonstrate they've purchased local wheat before receiving import approvals, monitored closely by AFA.
Our officers have a monitoring and evaluation exercise that looks at the entire chain in terms of transportation, in terms of what the millers are handling, and we evaluate continuously and monitoring how much is it that you're actually milling, how is the transportation happening, is that transportation actually happening from the farm to the consolidators and to the miller. So we look at all this data and we keep monitoring on a very regular basis. Again, how we ensure accountability. If this does not happen, then we do not approve the C60s. We do not allow you to import until you are sure that, first of all, you have been able to exhaust or shown enough activity in terms of buying the local produce.
Production has declined from 256,000 metric tons in 2010 to about 180,000 metric tons by 2020, while imports surged from 845,000 to 2.2 million metric tons. The producing areas include Narok, Nakuru, Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, Meru, Laikipia, and recently Nyandarua counties. The program aims to boost local production to meet at least 30% of the country's consumption, reducing reliance on imports.
There have been also intervention in terms of fertilizers, in terms of inputs, in terms of our support to our farmers, so that we continuously reduce the amount imported every year. Our target is eventually to come down to as low as 50%.
Beyond stabilizing prices, AFA is addressing other challenges like post-harvest losses and land tenure issues to make wheat farming more viable.
We have had a challenge on the land tenure system, whereby some farmers are not willing to give out their farms or lease them out for more than 2 or 3 years, for example. We are encouraging them to lease land at least for 5 to 10 years. That will enable the investors to put in more of the infrastructure. Like we have smart agriculture or climate smart agriculture, which is being practiced in wheat production, where we have zero tillage or minimum tillage. This one requires a lot of time to establish a farm. It cannot be done in 1 year. So we encouraging farmers to lease their lands in at least for a long period, so that most of the investors can also come in and do their thing.
The program is also opening new frontiers for wheat cultivation, exploring high potential areas to expand production.
We're also looking into new ventures, exploring places like Kibia Samburu and even Marsabit, which have a high potential to grow wheat. So these new fronts are really going to increase wheat production for our country, and the government is really upbeat about it, so that we can open up several thousands of hectares to wheat growing.
The benefits extend beyond farmers. Millers gain predictability and consumers enjoy more stable prices.
We get subsidy from 35% duty to 10% duty, and these are cost saving, which reduces our costs and making us provide cheap unga to the consumers.
Mimi naona kama watu wengi wale ambao opt kutoka nje kuacha ukulima, ni rahisi warudi kwa ukulima, maana sasa wamekuwa na uhakika ya kwamba nikilima niko na pahali pa kuhusia, maana wako na AFA kama mtetezi wao.
Farmers are optimistic, and the program is restoring confidence in wheat farming.
And we've certainly seen a big difference since AFA came on board, where we're now using a cost of production model, where the price is a lot fairer than it was. Previously, before that, and when we were sort of negotiating at parity pricing, people were pulling out of wheat farming on a daily basis. So without the protection that the wheat purchasing program gives us, my view is there would be really no wheat farming left in Kenya.
With investments in irrigation, high-yield seeds and farmer training, alongside the wheat purchase program, Kenya's wheat fields could once again flourish, feeding the nation, supporting farmers, and securing our future. From farm to table, wheat is more than just a crop, it's a lifeline. And with the right policies, Kenya's bread basket may soon be full again.